So with yesterday's video, I did say that there was an update about Dave. I know a lot of you may have watched that video and didn't see the update at all. But the update was actually pinned in the comments section. And the reason the update was not in the video and it was pinned in the comments section is because I didn't find out exactly what was going on with Dave until I was almost all the way done editing yesterday's video. But basically what happened is, while editing yesterday's video, Dave's sister had reached out to me on Snapchat and told me that she had gotten a call from some lieutenant at the jail. And I didn't understand this at first until she sent me the next message, which said that Dave was on suicide watch. Somebody had called the jail and said that Dave was going to hurt himself, and because of that, he's now on suicide watch. I haven't heard from Dave since yesterday morning, and since then, I've been trying to get in contact with the jail. I've been calling, but it's Memorial Day weekend. And because of that, I'm sure the jail is understaffed. A lot of COs and other staff have probably taken the weekend off, and I hadn't had any luck trying to call the jail and resolve this situation. That was until just this morning. As a matter of fact, it was probably 10 minutes ago when I got off the phone with the jail. I called, I spoke to somebody, I said, hey, look, here's the situation. They put me in contact with somebody a little more higher ranking. And when getting on the phone with this person, there was basically nothing I could do. In fact, while I was on the phone trying to explain the situation to this guy got like almost belligerent with me. And it probably had to do with the fact that I told him, hey, look, I've been in that jail before. I understand how this suicide watch thing goes, but somebody made a phone call saying something that's totally not true at all. You can go back and check Dave's phone calls. He never said anything about hurting himself. And again, I feel like it was right there when I mentioned the fact that I had been in the jail myself. This entire conversation just went completely left field. Well, if this alleged prisoner was on suicide watch, I'm certainly not going to discuss it over the phone with you, being that you have been in this jail before. At that point, I had to completely cut this guy off and say, sir, I don't even understand why you're being rude about this conversation. I'm just trying to help out a friend. And I did say that I had been in that jail before many, many years ago. And since then, I now have a YouTube channel called AfterPrisonShow that you can go look up for yourself just to see that, you know, I really am not about that life anymore. At that point, this guy says to me, well, even if this is true, there's no way that we can verify this over the phone. And on top of that, add that it is a national holiday. I said, sir, I understand the jail is probably short-staffed. What can I possibly do about this to try to help my friend who is sitting in suicide watch right now because somebody just decided to call and say some dumb shit? And the only real answers that I got from this call was this guy told me I could come down to the jail and prove who I was tomorrow when it wasn't a national holiday. He kept trying to emphasize this like nothing was going to happen today because it's Memorial Day. And I understand that completely, but just the way this guy was saying this to me, I was really getting angry with this guy over the phone. And even with that, I was doing everything I could to try to maintain some sort of professionalism with him. You know, it's kind of funny thinking back on this now, how me being the ex-con, ex-prisoner guy who had been in that jail, I'm handling this conversation a lot more professionally than this jail staff who is supposed to be some sort of a higher ranking official in the jail. He told me there was nothing he could discuss with me over the phone with the situation, being that he couldn't verify who I was. And I didn't get a chance to say this, and I thought about it afterwards, and while thinking about it, I really wish I did get a chance to say it. But what I would have really liked to say right then was, well, how in the fuck do you verify whoever is calling into the jail saying that somebody is going to hurt themselves? Because you see, that's the bullshit of all of this. You can just call and say anything that you want and they're going to jump right on that. But yet when you're trying to help somebody prove that this is not the situation at all and that they never said this, and all that needs to be done is for you to go back and listen to the phone calls to prove this entirely, it's a completely different situation altogether. But going back and listening to the phone calls, it should be a lot easier than it kind of sounds to be, because while we were doing the live stream, I was reading information from the computer screen from the jail phone website that basically preached the gospel about this new software that they use called the Enforcer, where they can just hone in on keywords and get to any point of a conversation that a prisoner is having with somebody over the phone or whether in visitation, and that could be done just that easy. So all they would have to do is just use this Enforcer fucking program, put "I'm going to kill myself" in there, and I'm quite sure nothing is gonna fucking pop up. You know, when I pinned the comment yesterday saying, hey, look, somebody called the jail, Dave's on suicide watch, I feel completely responsible for this. I truly do. Because had it not been for us putting this here on After Prison Show, none of this would have happened. On the flip side of the coin, Dave would not have all of this respect, all of this hashtag free Dave, and what seems the entire APS army wanting to see him come back out here into the free world and get his shit together. But even with all of that positivity, there's always going to be some negative bullshit that's thrown into it. And it's so crazy how it could be just this much negativity in comparison to this much positivity. But that little bit of negativity can have just as much of an impact, if not an even bigger impact, than no matter how much positivity is in this situation. You know, to be honest with you, I didn't even sleep last night. Like, really, I had a fucked up dream about Dave. I don't care how that sounds, but I mean, I really did. Because this has really been eating me up. You know, here I am trying to do so much to help Dave. Making sure that we're keeping him relevant in the conversation, making sure that I'm staying in contact with him and letting him know just how many people are behind him in this bullshit situation that he's in. But I think to myself, like, what the fuck he's going through right now, sitting in this isolation cell with a camera on him, no fucking clothes on him, no blankets, no sheets, no nothing. This is what somebody did to Dave, and this is absolutely fucked up. And I feel like that's my goddamn fault. We had talked about this before. Me and Dave did, actually, in a video. Because both of us had experience with being in suicide watch ourselves. And let me tell you something. If you've never experienced what the fuck that's like when they take everything away from you and throw you into a cell butt fucking naked with nothing other than what looks like a rubber freaking bulletproof vest on, it's not a pleasant experience at all. They told me I could go down to the jail tomorrow, I could try to prove who I am and all of that good stuff, but I'm honestly not even sure what good that's gonna do. Because see, suicide watch usually lasts for about 72 hours. So tomorrow is gonna be right there around that 72-hour mark. And I'm not saying that I'm not going down there, because I can assure you, I'm most certainly going down there to talk to somebody better than whoever the fuck I talked to on this phone today, this rude person. And I'm gonna get this situation resolved one way or another. I'm gonna make sure that this does not fucking happen again. You know, I've talked about this in other videos as well, and that's spending holidays locked up. Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Valentine's Day, and now today, Memorial Day. And you may not think that a day like today would be a tough day to be locked up, but just think about this. Any holiday that you're locked up for, you're going to spend a lot of time on that day thinking about what you could be doing, what your friends, your family, your loved ones, what they're out there doing. And those thoughts are going to really fucking bother you. In fact, on any holiday, it doesn't matter what holiday it is, it's probably one of the toughest things that you can do to try to maintain some sense of being okay and not succumbing to depression. Because one of the worst fucking things you can do is be depressed while locked up. Because that is gonna absolutely just fucking destroy you on the inside. And not only does Dave have to deal with the fact that he's locked up on Memorial Day, thinking about all the shit that he could be doing and what his friends and family is doing, and that's probably fucking just weighing really heavy on him. But now he has to do that from an isolation cell with a camera inside that cell, butt naked. And there's not a goddamn thing I can do about it. I'm going to go down to the jail tomorrow, and I'm going to do everything in my power to try to get Dave out of this situation. I'm also going to speak with whoever I can and try to explain to them this whole situation about the fact that Dave is on YouTube, and there are a lot of people who are not only paying attention to that and supporting him, but there could potentially be others who could be toxic to the situation as well. And I hope that when I do that, I'm able to resolve this issue and also prevent any future issues like this from happening. But again, when I did receive this news about Dave yesterday, I was already in the middle of yesterday's video, and I really didn't have a lot of information at that point. At this point, I still don't have all that much information other than what this person at this jail basically just didn't even tell me. So I do apologize for not telling you guys about this sooner and only being able to provide that pinned comment in the comment section of yesterday's video. But again, regardless, tomorrow I'm going to try to get this thing resolved. And that's all I can do.